Not to give too much away, obviously you've got some workshops coming up, but just give us an understanding there, or an overview, or maybe just even some tips now on how our viewers could possibly start to practice this, to actually start getting in tune with their own feelings, so they can actually start to maybe heal themselves. What would you advise them to do?
For me, the biggest thing is actually connecting to the body. So what I found is touching your body and breathing is vital.
Yes.
So let's say somebody has a problem in their heart. So I would advise that they touch their heart and then they start to breathe into it, placing their attention into the heart area.
Yes.
And as they're breathing, just to start asking their heart questions. Does it feel heavy or does it feel light? Does it feel tense or does it feel relaxed? Does it feel like there is a story associated with this pain? Does it feel like this pain is related to an emotion or something that happened to me 10 years ago? And just to allow the intelligence of the body to start giving them insights. And I find that once you have a connection with your body and it tells you, so and that could be through feelings, images, colors, sensations. As you start to have that connection, you start to actually heal yourself because it's a recognition. And then your body will often say very simple things like rest, you need to cut down your work, or you need to have more fun, and people just ignore that.
Yes.
But it's not something to be ignored.
Yeah.
And so once someone has done that, then I would say, if we had to be very simple in the process, maybe visualize that smoky grey colour just comes out of your heart. So it's like whatever it is, it's like something is being released, this energy that is stuck.
Yes.
And keep breathing very slowly into the heart and continuously. And then once it's released, then visualize a different colour, maybe pink or green. The great colours for the heart. So those are the colours that you can visualize just moving through the heart and cleansing the heart.
Sure.
And then you can even place your hands back on the heart and say, heal, clear and regenerate now, and repeat that a few times.
Okay.
Giving the body instructions that it needs to heal.
So really then it's a case of actually making sure that you communicate effectively with your body, getting to know your body. As you say, maybe if you had a dodgy elbow, just placing your hand on that and getting in touch with that and asking the right questions, because I think it's like the sound, isn't it? It's about the quality of the questions you ask.
True.
So it's how you get to really communicate with yourself effectively. Okay. As I said to you at the beginning of the meeting, I mean, we have had a number of our viewers actually writing with some questions. So
fantastic.
It's a good time now, rather than to actually maybe ask some of these questions of you. Now, they are quite varied, so I hope you don't mind this. But one of the first ones that we've been asked is it possible to lose your healing powers once you have discovered them?
It's not that you lose them, it's that people can disconnect. And often this happens if somebody has a shock or a scary experience, or they feel like, or they are resisting and they feel like they're scared of something.
Yes.
And so I don't feel like it's something that you lose, it's something that you disconnect from, but then if you're guided properly, you can rediscover it and make it even stronger.
Okay, so it's actually just keeping that connectivity going and making sure that you're always in tune with what it really is. Okay, excellent. Okay, can you heal anybody, or are there cases when you can't help?
It's a good question because it's one that gets asked all the time. And it's a very difficult question to answer because it really depends on how you define healing. So if you define healing as where somebody is physically sick,
yes,
and if a person's asking from very bad physical sickness, can anyone recover? Then the answer for me, honestly, is there are cases where it's too far, you know, where it's like that person is not going to recover. However, in terms of if we talk about healing, then healing their soul, healing their heart, having a healing experience, anybody can experience that. It doesn't matter what state they're in, because healing is actually to be in a state of one wholeness. It's also to be in a state of compassion and love. And so to touch somebody's soul, it doesn't matter what state they're in, you can do that.
Yes.
And in that sense, they have a healing.
Yes, yeah. I suppose it depends on what sort of level, but you're right, obviously they have a healing. I suppose sometimes they may look for a greater impact than what they may have thought, but there's always different levels of healing they may have. Okay, great. Who or what is your source of energy and healing power?
From my perspective, I connect to the higher energy, so I call it divine energy, you know, so I also connect to my soul energy. So to me, it's my favorite word at the moment is being soulful.
Yes.
Meaning that your soul is full.
So it doesn't mean like James Brown or anything like that, then, so.
Almost.
Yeah. So you have that obviously that joy, that connection to completely fulfil your inner being, your soul. Yes.
It's and also for me, what gives me a sense of energy is when I touch other people's souls. You know, when I feel that I've been of service to someone, when I feel that, you know, I've connected to someone, I've made a difference in their life, and it's really beautiful. And I always say that in most of the countries or places where I go, once I've done even one workshop, the people are not just my friends, you know, or they're not just my clients. They become often like my family, you know. And so, for example, when I do a lot of things in France, when people go to me, but why do you go to France and you can't speak the language? But it's like I have a family there, and there's people who come and they love me and they tell me how much the work that I've given, that I've shared with them has influenced their life, how much it's changed their lives. And the thing that I find the most beautiful is when somebody has done the work with me, and then I'll come back, you know, 3 months, 6 months, a year later, and I see their face and it's completely different. And it always stuns me, you know, especially if they've been practicing, how different they look. And we've been, you know, wherever I go, we discuss it. We go, you know, wow, did you see this person and how different they look? And it was amazing in Paris where there was this young boy he'd be probably 20 or 21 now. When I met him about a year ago, and he did a few workshops with me. And when I saw him, and when he first came, he was, it was almost scary to look at him. It was very uncomfortable, and he was all hunched up and fearful, and you know, I remember thinking, you know, I wonder how he's going to go. And when I saw him this time, a year later, he looked so amazing. I was like, I just kept saying to him, he looks so good. I can't believe how good he looks.
Wow. So it's completely come out of his shell, obviously, through